Hello everybody and welcome to the Q&A for the week. This week we've been talking all about gifts in challenges and how we find or problems, as some might call it, and I've talked about that in the blog this week, and it's all about your perception and how you perceive the word. Is it a problem or is it a gift? Is it a challenge? So problems sort of give you that connotation of it's hard, it's a struggle, and it's not going to happen. Whereas if you see it as a challenge, you find that more of something that you can work towards. It's got that energy of moving through it rather than being stuck in it. So I talked about that in the blog. But the question I had from the group this week was, how do I move through from past hurt and learn to trust again? Okay, this is a biggie because I share it from my own experience, because I believe everything happens for a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. And until we learn why it's happened, it's really tricky. It's hard to move past it. So I'm going to answer this one from my own experience. And for me, when I was, left in a situation of, 4 children, bringing up 4 children on my own, when I was 6 months pregnant with my 4th, and, I was sort of forced into a position where I had to find myself. I had to, face this challenge and move towards it. And it was difficult at first. It took me a long time to come to terms with it and to understand it. And I was going through all those emotions of, guilt. How did I create this? Fear of the future. How I was going to survive and bring up these 4 children. I went to a really dark place for some time. And it wasn't until things happened and I started asking the right questions and positive questions. Like, how do I do this? What am I going to do? And things just started to show up, people, support, situations, books, opportunities. I found an opportunity to provide for my children where I could work from home around them. And that put me in places out of my comfort zone. And I just had to make it happen. It was almost like I was forced. And I could never really understand how that was a gift to be left in this situation. I found it really, really difficult until some years later, I realized that for me, the gift was I was able to find myself. I was able to fend for myself. I was able to provide for myself. I became a stronger person for the experience. It took me to places that I would never have dreamed of going through the work that I did and the personal development that I was led to on this journey. And I realized that I would never have experienced any of this. I would never have seen and been with people like, Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins, and working alongside all of these amazing people who were just experts in the personal development industry, and learning from them and experiencing life from a different perspective in traveling the world. Like, who would have thought I could do that as a single mum of 4 children? So the gift was in me becoming a better person, me being put in a situation where I had to learn new things. I had to grow. I had to evolve. And it took me, down the path of being a coach and helping people for the last 30 years in the health and nutrition industry, which was something that I was so passionate about. And it's just, led to great things. So if I hadn't have been put in a situation where I had to do it, I don't know, I probably wouldn't have changed. I'd probably be the same person, just doing the same thing and not really living, but just existing. So ask powerful questions when you're faced with situations. So how can I move through this in a positive way? What's next? Ask for guidance. What's next? what can I do to move towards a better outcome? And in these questions, you'll be surprised at what actually shows up and how you can be directed in your life, how you can be guided. And that's how I felt. I was guided in that direction. So if you're struggling with, pain from the past, or things that you feel that you can't move forward in, whether it be your weight, your health, your anxiety, depression, reach out. That's what I love to do, and that's what I'm good at, and I can help you through this. So book a discovery call with me today, and let's discover where you can go in your life together. All right, until next week, have a fabulous week. Love to all. Bye for now.